Design and make furniture, but when I'm not doing that, I've volunteered over the last 9 or 10 years with a charity called Regenerate, which works with young people down on an estate. I think it's the largest estate in Europe. It's down in southwest London called the Alton Estate, and some of the estates around, basically doing youth clubs. We've got like football clubs and doing music studios. What I really like about it is it's not a really clear charity structure where you have just young people and then a bunch of helpers and leaders that are sort of patronising to help them. There's an amazing community feel and like big family feel about it. Andy and Claire Smith, who started it about 18 years ago, are my heroes. They basically went just to live on the estate and live with the families and be around the young people and start relationships. Some of the stories that have come out of that have been insane, but yeah, it's just a really, really cool family to be a part of. We go and do trips with young people, broadening literal horizons as well as yeah, just ideas for kids who might not have cool support structures and families around them, showing them what possibilities there are out there. I could go on all day about it, but I won't. Cheers.
Hi guys, my name's Cohen and I'm 21. Right now I currently run a fitness cult with my brother that's called LPAC, that stands for Last Pick Athletic Club. So it was founded because it was a spin on the fact that my brother and I always used to get picked last for sports, and we noticed how much that affected our mental health. So we thought, now we've been training for so many years, why not start a fitness cult that will not only target mental but physical health. So we've been doing that for about 6 months, going on fun runs, training people, training with our friends, and then we got picked up with Nike, and we started a collaboration with Nike in which we now take loads of kids from like backgrounds in which they're not privileged enough to have access to all these sports facilities, people that come from community centres, people that don't even have enough friends to train with, or people that feel like they have social anxiety or can't reach out to anyone, feel like they can't speak to a crowd of people, feel like they're just not good enough for anyone. So we've been training with that. We actually organised a dodgeball tournament that happened last week with Nike for the Try to Beat a Londoner. That went amazing. And yeah, this year we're trying to expand out. We're going to climb Mount Fuji, climb Kilimanjaro. We're literally trying to just do everything. We're trying to take over the world. We're trying to take these kids to places they can never have dreamt of. Because physical health is one thing, but mental health is the silent killer. It's something that needs to be expressed now more than ever, especially in young males and females, because this world, this social diverse world that we live in, it's got such an implied pressure on young people. After they look up to their stars, they have such a pressure to attain all these goals, and it's just crushing for their emotions, for their ambitions, everything. So trying to do this and trying to grasp them, and trying to grasp the concept that doing this can make them better on the inside and out, it's just something that I'm trying to do with my brother, one step at a time, one class at a time. But yeah, that's basically it. Keep up with us or LPAC, and you're going to see what we're going to be doing this year.
Hi, my name is Spencer Phipps and I'm 32 years old. I recently launched a menswear label in Paris focused on sustainable clothing and trying to create a brand where the products are fully sustainable, from the manufacturing to the fabrics, which have been sourced around the world from people working responsibly. So we have materials like organic cottons and recycled nylons and natural wools from the UK, Japan, California, where we work with factories to make clothing that are recycling responsibly, reusing their wastewater, solar powered, no kids, everything's fair trade, and using that as a platform to then create clothing that people can buy and wear through their lives, really to help people to, use clothing to establish like a way that they can speak about the environment. Our graphics are educational, our fabrics are sourced from a place, and the silhouettes are cool, so the things are durable and you can really wear them and feel good about it. Our goal is to really create a community of people that are focused on looking out into the world and re-educating customers about that.
Hi, my name's Felix Radford and I'm 26. I'm a board member for an organisation called Project Zero. We're basically a new generation focused on fixing the world's largest problem and most solvable problem, the ocean. Supported by renowned scientists, business leaders, celebrities, campaigners, ocean experts, working all together to restore and protect the ocean. One of the biggest problems at the moment is that less than 3% of the ocean is under conservation at the moment. Countless fisheries are being exploited. The majority of top predators have diminished. Plastic waste is being poured into the oceans every second. And half of our coral reefs have been destroyed. And basically what Project Zero is we're basically disrupting the status quo by raising money to aid projects around the world that have stalled due to lack of funding. And we basically generate capital to help them complete something that they've already started. And our goals are basically quite simple. We want 30% of the ocean to be under conservation by 2030. We want to rebuild the coral reefs that we've destroyed. We want to clean up the oceans, the plastic, so forth. We want to fund innovative projects that people are creating. We want to restore those fisheries, as it's the livelihood for many millions of people around the world. And you've got to remember that every second breath that we take comes from the ocean. So if we mess that up, it's curtains closed for everyone. Yeah, there's no them versus us. There's only us, one planet, one ocean.
Hello, my name is Josh Cuthbert. I'm 24 years of age. I'm fighting for health in general, not just physical health, not just looking good, not just having a six-pack, being skinny, you know, having big arms, being muscly, whatever it is that people think is the perfect physical shape. I'm also fighting for mental health as well, which I think is more important than the way you look. If you're happy in your head, then that's surely the most important thing, right? Because if you can look great, you can feel great, and you look about yourself, but if you don't feel it in your head, then what's the point? What's the point in working hard? Doing what I do, I meet loads of young people, boys and girls, struggling with mental health, and I think it's a topic that is becoming more and more spoken about. So therefore I would like to help as many people as possible, and I'm involved in fitness projects across the UK to obviously help people get in physical shape, of course, but also to look good and feel good about themselves, and to not to worry too much about everyday life. We're so bogged down with social media, and I've got young sisters and young brothers, and I feel sorry for them growing up in the world that we live in today, because the pressure is unbelievable, and I think there needs to be more help for young people, and that's kind of what I would like to do. So thank you very much for watching this, and I hope I've made a bit of a difference.
Hi, my name is Paul Scolfer and I'm 47 years of age. I started Stride Foundation in 2014 to raise awareness and to raise funds for people trying to walk away from their addiction. 1 in 10 people in the UK are currently affected by addiction. Myself, I've been recovering for 14 years. Addiction is very misunderstood and comes out in many forms, from alcoholism, sex addiction, gambling, drugs, you name it. It's still misunderstood, and you hear phrases like, well, if you stop drinking you'll be okay, well if you don't do so many drugs you'll be okay. It's not true. If you are addicted and you've crossed the line, you really need help, and it is emotional, mental and a physical illness. So what we do is, we do events, we raise money, and our charity is very lucky to be in bed with a company called UCAT that has 130 beds based in the UK and still growing. And they allow us to pay the doctor's fees, but they compass 28-day treatment for each individual. And in the UK it can be from 8,000 to up to 100,000 a month. So it's very, very expensive. For example, if you went to the NHS, you're suffering from alcoholism, you get detoxed or have a home detox, and then you're on your own. So mentally and emotionally you haven't changed, you just haven't got drugs in your system. So what we do is, when we put into treatment, you do the 28-day program, which is focused on you and based on a 12-step program. So you're helped emotionally, mentally and physically. That's what Stride Foundation does. Thank you.